Good evening, all you wonderful people. Yeah, new week. I am kind of tired, which is pretty normal for me on Mondays because I have to be up very early and then I have to be up late for this. Anyways, we're playing Vaults of the Void. Is it because I was too tired to choose another game or decide upon anything? Maybe. Who's to say? But either way, it's a great game. We're gonna play more Vaults of the Void because that's what we're doing today. That said, let's jump into it. I'm not going to alter the instabilities at all. I do think, we'd have maybe a better time if I dropped it down to, instability 50. And I definitely would have a better win rate if I were willing to put on, Fog of War. I know I've talked about this a lot, but I enjoy double time, but it definitely makes things very difficult. There's also an argument to be made that maybe I should drop Unending Hordes, at least when we're playing, Sacrifice Daughter or Trickster Hidden. Hey Sal, how's it going? It is going alright, Enkidu. I am kind of tired, but overall, having a good time. How about you, my friend? As a side note, what would I put on if I took off Unending Horde? I don't hate Unending Horde, but especially with some of the specs, it is a little problematic. We could do, Frail Constitution. We could do Festering Scars. Started rereading old Sanderson, Elantris, and Warbreaker in audio. I very much like Sanderson. I will say I do think Elantris is, overall, pretty bad. It has a sort of good concept, and it has one really good twist at the end. But I don't love the writing or the characters or most of what happens in Elantris. Warbreaker is pretty fine, though. It is not his strongest work, but I like the world, I like some of the characters, and I think it's got some good moments. But yeah, I like rereading Sanderson books, among others. And I've been working my way through Stormlight Archive again in preparation of Wind and Truth coming out soon. Warbreaker's my favorite Sanderson book, don't know why. It's definitely not my favorite book, but, I see what's to like in it. As I said, I think it's a cool world. It has some cool characters. It has a sort of decent twist in it. Supposedly, sometime soon, he's going to do Warbreaker 2. So that'll be interesting. They'll probably bridge the gap on how Vasher makes it to Roshar and all that. Anyways, to actually set up this run first before I keep talking about Sanderson. I very much think we don't want Void Bless. It sounds innocuous at first, but an extra 20% is a big deal on some fights. And I really don't like Original Sin, though again, for certain specs, it's not an issue. I really do wish that this screen was after picking class. I've talked about this before, I understand why it is here, but I really do wish that this was post-class picking, not pre-class picking. Because some of these choices, I'm a little too lazy to be changing this every single time we are starting. But I definitely would like to have different setups for every class. We'd also probably take on tight pockets. I've gotten used to it not being on, and it's been nice, but honestly, we could probably afford that. Yeah, I think we're going to leave it as is, but hey. His sometime soon list is quite long. That is true, but as far as I know, in the, near-ish future, we're looking at, Stormlight 5 comes out very soon. And then I think he said next it's, Warbreaker, some side projects, maybe Arithmetist 2, and then maybe he's finally doing the Yolan stories. I know he's been, like, practicing for that, and that was part of the whole point of the Secret Project novels. But, we'll see if he actually does that anytime soon. Anyways. What are we playing? Sure, we'll play Tempest. And I guess we'll play Thunder Tempest, even though I was having very bad success with this. Again, because I do think this is one of the specs that probably suffers a lot by having on... well, in particular, Double Time, but also Unending Horde. It's not like the worst for this, but it does make it difficult. That's a lot of discharge, but delay rage 150% is pretty good. I do like Surefoot as long as you upgrade it, and preferably with like a yellow stone or a red stone. The ground is pretty cute. It's not like insane on its own, but it's not bad. Start the week with Void Jink. Yeah, crash and burn for our entertainment. Well, glad you enjoyed, Fury. I mean, again, quick charge is okay. I think maybe we take Swerving Currents. Helmbreaker. If the target has 15 plus shock, apply vulnerable, deal 7 damage in an amount of times equal to twice this card's cost. Yeah, I mean, the problem is that requires me to be building kind of heavily into shock, which I tend not to do, and we're not on the spec where that is expected. And then we're also not the tempo spec, which would be making the best use of this. It's still possible for us to get good value out of it. And, like, even at base cost, it's still hitting for 28 for 2, which is not bad. Or, you know, 36 with an upgrade. I'm sort of intrigued by Amplify, but I don't think we're going to use it. There's a lot of shock things here. Raw Power is sort of interesting. I don't know that we're going to use it, but it's interesting. Contraposition would work nicely with the Helmbreaker. Rollover is quite good early, maybe not good late. Can invoke is maybe. Guidance is decent if we're getting high on Zeal. Close in's pretty okay. Electric Fence, I don't know what to feel about. I feel like it's probably better in not double time worlds. I mean, turns out most things are better in a world where you're not running double time. I mean, I kind of want to go up the top here, but I do think we're probably going down on the bottom, grabbing the Raven's Gift, taking this and that. I would like to go here for the Fervor Point, but just purging out the Void immediately is nice. This is another reason why taking, like, Void Blessed, I think is the name of the modifier, the one where you start with a Void at the beginning, is not actually as bad as it sounds, taking just a single rank of it. Because, like, if you are doing a play where you take Raven's Gift into an early shrine, then it's totally free, basically. Unfortunately, I do want that raw power, but it's not happening. We're probably going to get that because I'm a greedy, greedy son of a bitch. We miss a Fervor Point, but then we curve down in here, and that's pretty okay. Although we would miss the Contraposition, which works out nicely with the Helmbreaker. And we miss out on the Close-In, which is whatever. I think this is what we're doing. We missed out on some things I like, but that is the nature of life. Sure, let's try that. Oh, I have one too many cards. I just find Paragon so underwhelming in that it does a measly 7 damage. Like, yeah, it blocks a little bit as well, but it also costs 2. If it costs 1, I would have no problems with it. But it doesn't. And I didn't look at my Zeal powers yet, but that's fine. And then she gets blown up, and we had her spell as well if we needed. Greedy son of a bitch, say it ain't so. Oh, Fury, you wound me. Seek higher powers, a maybe. Overcharge, block, and delay block equals card's cost. Gain energy, next card cost +1. We'll take Shift Polarity and see if I actually use it. Hello, King Banhammer. Thanks for the raid. How you doing? What were you playing today, by the way? Anyways, we're definitely upgrading that. Get him, guys! He's distracted by cards. Every third time you discharge, you don't spend any overcharge. I mean, it's not like insane for me, but I'll take it. We do have a lot of like discharge synergy. Though I don't know if we're actually going to build into that heavily. Return to Moria, dwarfy, survival crafty thing, very Tolkien, solar base, kind of nice. Makes sense. I feel like there's some other change I wanted to make here. I don't think we're going to change anything. You know what? I'm going to swap the Paragon for the Riposte. It doesn't come with the overcharge, but it is otherwise the same card. Other than it's also not a heavy card. But again, we don't have anything that works with being a heavy card. So it's an absolutely moot point. Okay. Alright, we did a bit of damage to him and we blocked. He's taking a quick bite, but back in a couple. Figured I would get the raid in, though, because I'm not usually streaming quite this late, and you see him a tiny bit early, too. I mean, to be fair, this is around my normal time. It's just that I've been very bad at starting on time for a while. But regardless, I appreciate the raid. I do feel like we should probably just take the 1 damage here. It's actually going to be 2 because I'm going to vulnerable him. But I do think that's probably better than wasting energy on the thwart. And I take 2 damage, whatever, fine. Yeah, I meant to not have the grounded in for this exact reason. Ugh, my damage output is a problem. Alright, he's dead. It wasn't too bad, but we did take like 12 damage or 11 damage, something like that. And we got another Swerving Current, and what do we want? We are almost certainly just taking the level 5 power, even though it's not the one that I wanted. I mean, like, it's fine in that it means I've guaranteed, like, 9 damage every turn. Overcharge 3 would be nice with all of the discharge things we're looking at. Though, again, I need to consistently be hitting Zeal 7 for that to matter. 8 damage to all enemies, apply Shock 3 to all enemies. Interesting, but again, have to be hitting Zeal 10 for that to matter. Recurve block card is nice. Delay block. Half Zeal affected by Rage. Recur a heavy card. Delay Rage. This would be much easier if I remembered what every symbol meant. And some of them I do remember, and I check them anyways, but still. Rage, Discharge, Rage, and Delay Rage. Again, more discharge things. But again, that works out okay with the Bulging Capacitor. Unfortunately, I did have to skip on the raw power, which would be a good discharge enabler. Because it naturally can become rigged, and you can just give yourself a bunch of overcharge at the beginning. Channel power is interesting. I also do like just block 6 right here. If I can get my overcharge good enough, this is interesting. Just like free 50% rage and then delay rage of 50% essentially every turn is a pretty good increase. But we're going to take this first because that's just what we're doing. And we have a blue stone. I guess we're gonna upgrade the smite, actually. I'd like to do the grounded, but I think the smite is more important at the moment. I mean, maybe we put the blue stone on the Surefoot. I don't love it, but we're not going to get, like, a yellow or a red stone for a while. I think we're just going to leave it, though I probably should just put the blue stone somewhere, since we are going to struggle on this boss, or on this elite. First non-volatile attack card played. The trigger shock each turn will rebound. Again, more shock things. And I just don't have shock generators. Cultist Ward is sort of underwhelming, but if I rig the grounded, it becomes okay. I'm pretty sure we're just taking the Aegis of iframe. Like, we're not in amazing shape at the moment to utilize it. But it's not bad. Also, we do a lot of damage to him on turn 1 since we make him vulnerable and then we just hit him. Unfortunately, then I have like no block and he gets way worse whenever we take damage in a fight. So I can either block 5 or hit him for 11. And I think we're going to do the block 5. I could also block 4 more. I don't think that's worth it. I do think we're in very bad shape because we are coming in without a potion. And then we're also on the turn where he's going to bully me. Alright, I'm gonna use my spell just so I don't take damage again. Because he gets way worse when we take damage. I mean, like, he is just gonna kill me. Like, I'll be quite clear about that. Yeah, it's 7 or more charges. Alright, so this triggers twice, which is at least pretty cute. Yeah, like, I just need to go for kills. The problem is, I have, like, no damage. I need, like, the smite. Yeah, at most I can block, like, 15 this turn, which is just not at all what we need. And, like, I do some damage to him, I bring him down to 26, and he just kills me. Yeah, that's a problem. Well, unfortunately, we got absolutely bodied. Doesn't totally surprise me. Like, it was an early fight, and we were not well set up yet. I mean, let's just do... Do we want to do Hidden Blade? Yeah, let's do Hidden Blade. I got what I asked for. Well, glad to not disappoint, Fury. I, personally, would have enjoyed going further, but, you know, that's just me. Clot, gain a bunch of silent shivs is pretty cute. Backup's actually pretty nice with what we're going to do. Slick Strike is interesting, though I don't think we're actually going to be utilizing it. I don't think we need a third quickness. Silent Shiv, Sift. If a card used Sift costs 2+, gain a Silent Shiv. Okay, well. I'm pretty sure we're taking the Juggle. The main Ghost also good, but Juggle is nice. And there's the Blood Library, which has not gone well for us so far when doing double time. Nick is a maybe. Maneuver is a maybe. Main Ghost is good. Sustenance is a maybe. Though I like it a lot better with Yellowstone. Because blocking 5, not that exciting. Blocking for 9 on rebound is a lot nicer. Or 10 on the upgrade. And defensive attack doesn't mean anything to us, really. I think we're skipping that, even though it would be valuable to, like, be collecting upgrades and potions. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to do this. I do want the Dagger Whirl, but I also really want to visit the Blood Library. I mean, alternatively, I could just... No matter what, if I want the Dagger Whirl and the Blood Library, like, I can't get both of them. So, never mind. Oh, but I also want to visit the Shrine to get rid of the Raven's Gift. I think we just have to skip that. I mean, again, this is all presupposing that I survive long enough for this to matter. But let's try it. Juggle goes in. Underhanded Tactics goes out. Slick Strike doesn't actually matter if I'm not bleeding them in any way. This feels like a lot of incorrect choices. Alright, I'm not gonna think about it too hard. That's what we're doing. It's probably not the best. Okay. Alright, we'll leave it. We'll use our spell next turn. And then just kind of murder. I mean, they're all at 6. It doesn't really matter what I'm doing. Because my basic attacks do 6 damage, even with no combo. So, like, I have enough damage just to kill them. Like, pretty cleanly. End of each turn, spend 1 combo to delay draw 1. Sure, we'll try it. It's a little weird if I want to leave my combo at max, but that's fine. Delay draw is very good. See what we can do. We're going to take Footwork, although the extra combo generation might have been nice. We're going to make this so we can Purge for a Volatile Lighted Up. Is that correct? I don't know, but it's the arbitrary choice I made. Every 8 attacks played, draw 1 is absolutely a thing we're taking. Though start of battle heal 7 is also not bad when we're just going to be bleeding out from double time. Though we might sacrifice all of our max HP at the Blood Library, in which case it becomes utterly inconsequential. I actually probably don't need the Salt in the Wound right now, but it seems okay. Seems okay. Do you have to have a blood bank card to go to the blood library? Luckily, I do not. Prototype.